Hey, I'm Holly from The Run Experience. Today I'm telling you how to run a mile without getting tired. If you have yet to run your first mile, no worries. I have 3 tips for you today that are going to make it nice and doable for you. Let's get started. So first things first, we've got to figure out how to breathe while you run. I know this is one of the first things people struggle with when they start to run or jog or even walk briskly, is how you can keep that heart rate under control, the breath coming in nice and easy, and to still be able to move without needing to take so many breaks. So I'm going to break breathing down for you guys into a more efficient way. We oftentimes keep our breath up in our chest, really shallow breaths that aren't really doing a lot for us. When we can deepen that breathing with nice big inhales, get the air all the way into our stomach and diaphragm, we're able to create a stable running position and then a lot more longevity through our running. So in this next clip, I am going to show you guys how to breathe efficiently. We're going to go through a couple of drills. Let's get into it. Okay, so we are going to break down this breathing. We're going to start on the ground and then I'll bring you up to standing and jogging in place after that. You are going to lay down across here. You can keep the feet underneath your knees and you are just going to have one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly to start. Just going to go ahead and lay down. Hopefully you guys can see me here. I'm going to have my right hand up here on the chest, left hand on the belly, and I'm going to start by just breathing normally. Just inhaling and exhaling. I want you guys to just kind of take note of what's happening with the hands. What I mean by that is watching what rises, what falls. So is the belly hand going up at all? Is it not? Is the chest just rising and falling, and that's the whole thing? Just starting to take note of where that air is going in as you inhale. So after a couple just test breaths there. Now I'm going to have you guys close the mouth and just inhale through the nose. You're going to take a nice deep breath and you're going to try to blow up the stomach. So just get all of the air into the stomach first and then the chest will rise after. So I'm going to go big inhale with the mouth closed. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. And exhaling. The idea here is you want the belly to fill up first, then the chest, and then reverse on the exhale. So I fill up the belly, I fill up the chest, and then the hand lowers on the chest, hand lowers on the belly. You can practice this on your own time, but laying down is the best way to start here because we're not exerting energy at the same time. So you can really understand how to deeply get that air into the diaphragm and not just be breathing up at the top of your chest. Now we're going to take this thing to standing and we're going to practice it there. So we practiced on the ground, now we're up standing. We're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to have one hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. And we're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to have you close your mouth and take a couple big breaths, trying to get the air into the belly first, then the chest, and reverse on the exhale. So big inhale. One more like that. You'll notice now that you're standing that the deeper you breathe, the more engaged and stacked your upper body is going to be. So if you spend most of your day hunched over, you're on the computer, you're on your phone, you're driving, whatever it is, this kind of breathing automatically kind of inflates your upper body and just brings you to a more stable upright position, which is going to improve your running, make you a lot stronger and a lot better off at the end of the run versus at the beginning. So that is all the benefits of the breathing. From here, I'm going to have you guys just try a little drill with this. So all you're going to do is 3 rounds of 30 seconds jogging in place, practicing this nose breathing. This is what we call it, just the mouth closed, just breathing through the nose. That engages the diaphragm and gets that air nice and deep in there. So I'll just show you 1 round of this and then I will leave you to do it on your own. So I'm just going to jog in place just nice and easy. I'll just kind of use those arms how I will. We're not going to really worry about what the feet are doing, but we're just going to start to get that heart rate up a little bit so that we can practice this without being in the middle of a run kind of stressed out about our breathing. So you're just going to close that mouth and then just go for a little breathing for 30 seconds. You'll go for 30 seconds. If the exhale with the mouth closed is too hard at first, go ahead and open that mouth for the exhale, but try to keep the mouth closed for the inhale at least. This does get easier. You may feel a little panicky at the beginning. That's totally normal. This does get better, so even just a little practice here and there will make this way better for you. So we've got that breathing down, or at least hopefully we have a strategy for it now. Now I just want to give you some of my best tips on how to break up your run or your jog or your walk run, whatever it is. The first thing is to slow down. A lot of times we kind of come out the gate fast, we think of running, we think of this like all out sprint, which really it's not going to be, especially if you're going to be going for a mile or longer. So my first advice is just to slow down a little bit, go a little slower than you think, especially at the beginning. Next, try breaking it up into chunks. So thinking of this thing in 3 parts. You have your warm up, which is going to be a little bit of a slower run, but it's also just going to be the first part. You're starting to get that heart rate up, start getting your breathing under control, your feet under you. Then you can have what you consider your main set, which is just going to be the focused portion of your run or jog, whatever it is, and then your cool down at the end. So that's a couple minutes of just slowing it down, kind of reversing that warm up in the main set and just bringing your heart rate down nice and slow. So thinking of it in 3 parts makes that thing feel a little bit more manageable as well. Next, think about finding conversation pace. So this might not make sense to you yet, but conversation pace is going to be a run speed that allows you to maybe chat with someone while you are doing it. So this isn't always easy to find right away, and especially in the beginning, that first mile, don't be so concerned with this, but a nice way of knowing if you're going the right speed is if you could hold somewhat of a conversation with someone as you are running. My last piece of advice is to walk when you need to. There is great run walk strategy video all out there, tons of ways to do this, but my best suggestion would be to start with about every 2 minutes on your walk or run or whatever you're gonna do, try speeding up for 30 seconds. So if you can only handle a faster walk for 30 seconds, that's fine. If you wanna take that up to a jog for 30 seconds, great, or even push it to a little bit more of a run, then you'll bring it back down to a walk. And then at the top of the next 2 minutes, you'll do the same thing. Start with about 10 minutes, practice with that, and then you can build week to week. So if 30 seconds of a little speed up feels good, maybe try pushing for 45 seconds at a time on the next week. Maybe try extending the whole set to maybe being closer to 20 minutes. Anything like that, you'll start to feel a little bit better, especially if you're practicing your breathing and everything else along with it. My last tip for you to get through your first mile is to actively work on building your stamina. This is not going to happen overnight, but if you can work on something extra outside of your running, even just once a week, you're going to notice a big difference. So what I'm going to do is give you a small workout, maybe not small for some of you, but it's going to be a workout with 3 movements involved. It's going to be descending reps. You're going to start with more reps, and then by the last round, you're doing less of them. And you're going to take as much rest as you need in between, but the idea here is to get that heart rate up, work on some nice strength movements that are going to improve your run form, as well as just give your resting heart rate just a little boost there and make you feel a little bit better when you're running. So this is how this workout will go. You are going to do 10 air squats, which I'm going to show you everything right now. 10 air squats, you're going to go into 10 sit-ups and then 10 burpees. From there, you're going to do 8 of each. 6 of each, 4 of each, and 2 of each. You're gonna rest as long as you need in between the rounds. So you'll do the 3 movements, rest, etc., all the way through. But the biggest thing here is just to try to keep moving and to move well. For those air squats, they're gonna look like this. You guys are gonna stand with your toes straight ahead, a little bit wider than hips width. Starting nice and tall, but squeezed and just abs engaged a little bit here. And you're just gonna scoot those hips back, leaning forward a little with the chest, and pressing those knees out, keeping those feet where they are, and you're gonna stand up tall. I'm gonna show you from the side. Toes straight ahead, I'm gonna go hips back, just like this. I'm gonna keep my back nice and flat, so I said chest forward a little bit, but you're not rounding. Make sure to keep that up. Shoulders back, and always squeezing the glutes right at the top. That's gonna be your air squat. You've got 10 of those. Then you're going into 10 sit-ups. So I'm gonna show you down here. For this version, we're just gonna keep our feet flat on the ground. We're gonna try to keep those hip flexors turned off and use our arms for some momentum to turn our abs on. You're gonna lay back, arms go overhead, and I'm gonna throw my arms forward till I tap the ground, trying to keep my back flat at the top. I go back, just like this, trying to put those hands just in front of the hips. You've got 10 sit-ups there. The last thing is our burpees. If you've never done these before, good luck. They are not my favorite, but they really get the job done. They help you increase your hip stability, get that power and drive through the hips as well, and just really get that heart rate up in a nice, safe way. So for the burpee, you're gonna put those hands down on the ground. You're either gonna walk 1 foot at a time or jump. So I can jump them out, or I can step out 1, 2. I'm just gonna simply keep my butt squeezed. I'm gonna lay down all the way. I'm gonna push up with my chest, snap my hips in, and jump and clap at the top. That is the burpee. I'm gonna show you guys that again. Hands go down, I jump or step out. Elbows stay into the sides just like this. So I'm not gonna flare them out here. I'm gonna keep them into the sides. Chest goes up, snap the hips in, jump at the top. So 10 air squats, 10 sit-ups, 10 burpees, rest as long as you need, somewhere maybe in that 90-second to 2-minute range. Then you're going 8s, 6s, 4s, and 2s, and that is your workout. Try this at least once a week, maybe twice, and you will notice an improvement in your running. I know I gave you a lot to think about today. Just know that implementing these things in some capacity week to week will make a big difference and will definitely get you through 1 mile, if not more than that. Don't feel overwhelmed by this. Just try and make some improvements here. Notice what's getting better, notice what you're struggling with, and consistency is key here. You are gonna be through that first mile in no time. All right, I'm gonna try to not say hey guys at all today. That's gonna be goal number 1.
The first thing, hey guys.
If you guys are looking for more ways to start training with us or to kind of, maybe I'll do, this looks a little bit more, that hurts my ankles. How about I'll do this. Oh no. There is a lot more that goes into your running training than just these simple tips. We have an awesome training club available to you. If you want to check it out, you can click the link down in the description. We have all the details there about our training programs and how you can get started from beginner all the way up through a marathon distance. If you liked this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. If you have any comments or questions or something didn't make sense to you in this video, go ahead and drop that in the comments. And otherwise, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We have brand new content coming out each and every week, and we want you guys to see it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.